Welcome to Pouches and More, and today we'll prepare this bucket tote bag. It's got a pocket from inside. This is how it looks. It's got a magnetic button. This is the base, and we put the strap from the side. So let's check out the materials required to make this bucket bag. We require 2 pieces of main fabric. It measures 11 inches by 11 inches. This is the canvas fabric that we are using. 2 pieces of lining fabric. We've got 2 pieces over here, and these measure 11.5 by 9.5 inches. 2 pieces of main fabric, 11 inches by 2.5 inches. 1 piece of main fabric, 3¼ inches by 7.5 inches. 1 piece of lining fabric, 3¼ by 7.5. 2 pieces of fabric, this is for the pocket, and these measure 5.5 by 5¾ inches. Here we are using the paper interfacing, that is Fusible interfacing. It's got adhesive on one side, and we have got one sheet measuring 3¼ by 7.5 inches, and another sheet we have got 2 over here, 11 inches by 11 inches. One set of magnetic buttons, and we've got a strap. This is 1.5 inches wide and 40 inches in length. First we will be fusing the interfacing along with the main fabrics, that is only to give a bit of body to the fabrics. So the wrong side of the fabric will place it on the adhesive side of the interfacing, and even for the main 2 fabrics we will do the same thing. On the wrong side we will place the adhesive side of the interfacing, and we will be ironing all the 3 pieces. After fusing the fabrics, we have attached the label. This is completely optional. It's around 2.5 inches from the above. This is completely optional. Now after doing this, we'll put the main fabrics right sides together like this. We need to make a stitch on the side, so we'll just align the sides, right sides together, and we are going to make a stitch on both the sides. Our stitching is done. Now before turning it to the right side, we'll just flatten the seam. We need to turn it to the right side to attach the strap. So we'll just flatten the seam like this. We want a flat seam on both the sides. So just flatten it with your fingers. You can also iron this. I'll just be flattening it like this. Once it is flat, we'll just turn it to the right side. On the right side, we have placed it like this. This is the stitch seam. We are going to place our strap, the raw edge, on the base of the bag. So remember where we have put the label, that is the top part. So on the base we'll be putting this, and this is exactly on the stitch seam that we just did. See that it is absolutely straight on the along the stitch line, and we're going to clip it on top also. Now we'll just flip it over to the other side. The same thing we'll be doing. See that the strap is absolutely straight. There are no turns anywhere. And the other side also same thing. The raw end, we'll put it on the base like this on the stitch seam, and along the stitch seam we'll be stitching the strap like this. So we're going to clip the top and the bottom part. Now here we need to make a stitch on the top part around 1.25 inches. So around 1 inch we'll be leaving. We won't be stitching. So from here we'll start stitching till this mark and down. The same thing we'll do on the other side. Again we have turned it on the wrong side. That is because it will be comfortable for stitching the straight line. Our strap has been stitched. This is how it looks. We need to make a center point now on the body. So for that what we'll do is, we're just going to get the straps together like this and fold it. So this is how we'll get a center mark on the front and the back part of the body. The same thing we'll do on the other side also. Just get the straps together and fold it like this, and we have our center marks. So this will be our center marks. We're just going to darken it. Now we'll take our bottom fabric. On that also we need to make our center marks. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Fold it in half and on the fold we'll be marking. So this is our center mark. This is for the bottom gusset. Both sides will be doing it, since we need to align the center marks on both the sides. Now once our center marks are done, we'll take the main body. This is our center mark on the main body. We are going to align it with the base center mark, right sides together. Remember, the right sides will be together, and we are going to align the center marks and clip throughout. Once you have finished clipping, now we will be stitching on this. Right at the end, we leave around 1/4 inches. So this is the marking. We will be stitching till here. The same thing we'll do on the other side also. 1/4 inches we don't have to stitch. So from here to here we'll stitch, and the same thing we'll do on the other side also. So we'll stitch from here to here. Our base is stitched. Now here we have left a 1/4 inch over here. Now on the main body, we have stitched till here. So on the main body we are going to make a small cut over here, and this is for all 4 sides. We have stitched leaving 1/4 inch. There we are going to make a mark and a small cut on the main body. So on the main body, only on the main body, not on the base fabric, we are going to make a cut over here where we have made the mark on the main body. So this is the cut. We'll do this on the 4 corners also. So we've done the cut on 4 corners. Now to attach this, we are just going to flatten the main body. This is the reason we made the cut, so that the main body aligns, the edges align neatly in a straight line. So this is how they'll be looking. We need to make a straight stitch over here. So we are just going to align the raw edges neatly of the main body and the base. And this is the same thing we'll do on the other side also, and make a stitch. So here we'll have to make a stitch. So here we'll make a stitch. Our base is done. This is how it looks. The corners are perfect now. Now take our lining fabric. We need to attach the main fabric on the top part. So we put right sides together. So right side will be down on the lining fabric. Just align the top part. We have left extra on the sides of the lining fabric. We'll be cutting it later on. So only the top part, we'll neatly align it and make a stitch. So sides we'll cut it later on once we finish stitching. The same thing we'll do on this side also. Right side facing down, align it from the top and stitch. So here we are going to make a stitch. We have stitched both the fabrics. Now to make the top stitch, we are just going to open the main fabric, and the seam will put it down. So the seam is towards the lining fabric, and we are going to make a top stitch over here. The same thing we'll do on the other piece also. Open the main fabric and push the seam towards the lining. Our top stitch is done. Now we just cut the extras from the sides. So we cut the extra. Now we'll make a center mark, that is to attach the pocket. For that we're just going to fold it like this in half and make a finger mark over here. So this is our fold. We are just going to now make a chalk mark so that it's visible. This is where we'll be attaching our pocket. This is our center line. Now we're going to take the pocket fabrics, right sides together, and stitch them all around, leaving a small opening to turn them to the right side. So this is the opening that we'll be leaving. Rest entire will be stitching. Now before turning it to the right side, we'll cut the corners. Remember not to cut the stitch line, only the corners till the stitch line. So this is our opening. We are going to flatten the seams and then we will turn it to the right side. We're just going to flatten this open seams and then from here we'll turn it to the right side. Once our pocket is turned to the right side, just push out all the corners neatly, and this is our opening. We can either iron this or we're just going to pin it. Now before attaching this to the lining fabric, we need a center line on this also. So for that we are going to do the same thing, fold it in half and make a center line. So this is our center on the pocket, the top and the bottom. We're just going to align our pocket center line along with the lining fabric center line. See that the base is aligned properly. I have left around 1 3/4 to 2 inches. That's completely optional. We're just going to pin this now. We need to make a stitch on 3 sides. So here 3 sides will be making a stitch. Our base will be stitched in this, and when we stitch the top, we'll be double stitching. Our pocket is ready. Now we'll have to put the lining fabrics together. So for that we'll just put the lining fabrics right sides together. See that the stitch seams are aligned neatly. That is the side stitch seams of the main fabric and the lining fabric. They should be aligned neatly. This is the main thing that we'll be seeing. Now this entire thing we'll be constructing just as we did for the main fabric. So first we're just going to put the right sides together, align the stitch seams on both sides. We need to make a stitch on both the sides. So here right sides are together. Now we're going to stitch on both the sides. Only in the lining we are going to leave an opening, that is to turn it to the right side. So this is the part that we will be leaving an opening. Rest entire we will be stitching, and after this we'll stitch the base. So our side stitch is done and we have left an opening over here. Now next thing we need to do is we have to attach our magnetic button over here. So for that we're just going to fold this in half, since we need the center. Once we fold it in half, this is our center line. Now from the top again we are going to take a marking. This is our center line and we'll be doing this on both the sides. This is the wrong side, and from the top we'll be taking around 1.5 inch below. So exactly on the center line it will be 1.5 inch below, and this we'll do on both the sides. Once this is done, here we haven't used any fusible interfacing, so it's only the fabric. This is the magnetic button that we will be attaching. So to give little stability to the fabric, what we are going to do is we'll take these two pieces of fusible interfacing. It's the same paper we used initially. On the wrong side we are going to attach this. So we have done the marking also on the wrong side. So exactly on the marking we'll be attaching this, the adhesive side towards the fabric, and iron this. Both sides will do it. So we have ironed this and we have made the marking on the paper now. That is exactly the center and 1.5 inch below. We are going to place this washer or the back part exactly on the center should align with the 1.5 inch and center marking that we did, and on the side there are 2 marks. So we are going to make a pen mark on that. Now on these 2 marks that we just did, we need to make a small cut. We can either do it with a seam ripper or a small scissors, or we can use both. So seam ripper and scissor or both, but see that you don't make a big cut, let it be a very small cut. Now once we finish doing this cut, from the right side, so from the right side we are going to insert the button, magnetic button. It has got 2 legs and we are going to insert these 2 legs into the cut that we just did. It will be coming out from the other side. Once it comes out from the other side, we are going to put the washer in this. So on this we are going to place the washer, and the 2 legs we are just going to flatten it. You can do it with hand. On one side this is done, the same thing we'll do on the other side also. So both sides we have attached a magnetic button. This is how it will be. Now we need to attach the base, and the entire construction will be as we did for the main fabric. Make the center marks on the base bottom fabric as well as on the body. So once we do it on the bottom fabric, we'll do it on the body also, and we're just going to align both the center marks of the bottom and the base. So on the base we have done, we'll do it on the body also, same way we'll do it. Align the center seams, stitch seams that we did, and we get 2 center marks on the front and the back part. So this is on the front part, and the same way we'll get on the back part also. So the construction is the same. Once the mark is done, align it. So this we are just going to align it right sides together, the center marks. The entire thing we are going to clip it now, aligning starting from the center. Once we have pinned the entire, similarly leave 1/4 inch on the side. This is the 1/4 inch that we will be leaving. Stitch only till this 1/4 inch. Stitch from here to here, and the other side also same thing, here to here. Once you finish stitching, this is where we will be cutting it. So we have stitched till here, and we are going to make a cut on the main body, not on the base. On the main body we are going to make a cut over here where we just did the marking. So this is the marking. We are just going to push the bottom fabric away, base fabric away, and on the main body we will be making a cut. So this is where we will be cutting it, and only till the stitch mark, don't go beyond that. This is the cut mark. Now 4 sides we have finished doing the cut mark, and in the same way as we did for the main fabric, we are going to attach our lining also, just aligning the edges. Here we'll make a stitch. Our base is ready. We have finished it. Now we'll turn the lining fabric to the right side, and we'll be inserting it into the main fabric. So once we turn it to the right side, this is our main right side, and our right side of the main is inside. So right side and right side will be touching together, and we are first going to start aligning the side seams. So both the seams, first we will align them neatly of the main fabric and the lining fabric together. Both the sides will be doing the same thing. After that, the entire edge, top edge, we are going to align. We need to make a stitch on the top edge over here. So just going to align this neatly and clip all around. Now we need to make a stitch. We have stitched all around. Now from the opening that we just left, we have left an opening in the lining fabric. From here we'll turn the entire bag to the right side, that is the main fabric right side. We are going to turn the entire bag from this opening. Once you have turned the bag, the corners will neatly push it out, and the opening will have to stitch. So we're just going to, we can either make a hand stitch or a machine stitch. Machine stitch will be better since it's in the side and it won't be visible. We're just going to make a stitch. Our stitching is done. Now we'll push the lining fabric inside the body. So neatly just push it inside and flatten the top seam. So this seam, we'll be flattening it neatly. We need to make a stitch on this. Once we flatten it, we'll make a stitch on the edge all around over here. So here on the edge we'll be stitching. Our bag is ready. We have already made the top stitch. This is how it looks. It's very simple to make, and you can make it with a variety of fabric and strap combinations. Please do try this and let me know in the comments how it turned out. If you like this, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.